Well, hello, everyone. We are going to finish up today. We're going to do two important things today. We're going to finish up our work on cloud hands. And we're also, well, three things. We're going to finish up our work on cloud hands, looking at those transitions, any questions that you have. We are going to also practice a good bit, and we're going to practice first section and and what we know of second section, which is, as I've been saying the last couple of weeks, the first half of second section. So it's a nice big chunk. And I want you to have that experience of practicing together, because we're not going to be doing that, practicing it all together all the time. So this is a really good opportunity to get some of that done. What I also want to do today is I took a pretty detailed look at what the class was doing last week when we did, and the week before, when we did all that we know so far. And I noticed in more than one person that there were some things that were where you could use some tips. So it occurred to me that if I'm telling you folks to practice, that I should also give you some tips where there's just a little tiny easy fix that you could do. So we're going to do some little tiny easy fixes today in first section, as well as the rest, because I think the rest of our curriculum for today is going to be pretty straightforward, but very important. So we're going to get that done today. And then next week, we'll have an opportunity for any questions that you have on what we've done to date, including whatever we do today. And then I'll have a couple of tips, no doubt, for the part we've done so far of the second section. And then we'll go on to beginning the next part of the second section, the second half. So that's our agenda for today. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. So I see some good reactions out there. So let us begin by doing everything we know with first section. If you've been traveling, no worries. Just give it a good try. Let's start in prepare and really just enjoy that. Feeling your weight in the bottoms of your feet and through the top of your head. Remember that first essential we were talking about, that very top of your head lifting up, your spirit lifting up, and the rest of your body suspended and long. The top of your body light, the bottom of your body nicely heavy and grounded. Opening. Left ward off. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Right brush knee and push. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. I want to point out I just did hand strums the lute wrong. And parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Embrace the tiger. Return to mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist under elbow. Repulse monkey. 1, 2, 3, 4. Diagonal flying. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Needle to see bottom. Fan through back. Let's adjust our position a little bit. Turn body, chop with fist. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Step up and grasp the bird's tail. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. I know we haven't done this transition yet, but I'm going to just talk you through it. Shift your weight to the right, turning to the right, left hand just comes across. And grab pull with the left hand, bring your right foot back in parallel, and this is our first cloud hands. Cloud hands 2. Cloud hands 3. Now, turn to the corner and step. Keep doing cloud hands as if to the corner and make a hook with your left hand and finish in single whip. All right. So my apologies for the complete screw up. It's interesting because it's one of the things I want to talk about today is hands from the loop. And then I did the footwork wrong. I was like, oh my gosh, I just did the other footwork like it was. And you know what? I just celebrate that, right? You got to celebrate that my body's saying, you got options. You know, it's not as good footwork for that, actually. It isn't. It's not as strong, but it was an option, and I guess my body just did it. So that's what it is. So we're going to do work today, as I said earlier, on cloud hands, and I have some things from section 1 I wanted to go over with folks. But is there anything else that you would like to put on today's agenda? Any questions that you just had or things you want to put? Well, you know, it is your class, so let me know as things pop up. So you want to just get some tips on first section? Yeah, yeah, okay. So let me get my little crib sheet here. Okay, so not only do I sometimes, you know, do weird footwork or just weird things happen, right, when you're doing your Tai Chi, but this is a correction. It's interesting. You can have something and then you can get a little sloppy with it. And this may have happened to some of you. And I got this feedback, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I'm still like reminding myself, don't be sloppy with that move. So the fact that you folks aren't always doing this may be because I wasn't always doing it. I know I taught it right at one point, but so I might not have done it, and you're watching me. So let's talk about raise hands and step forward. And I'm just going to show you from the front on the original one in section 1, but it would be true but just what I want to point out to you. So I'm seeing everybody do this, right? Let me see if I've got this. Yeah, here, sorry, too far. Here, right? And then we release our hook. We circle in. Our foot comes out. And then what do? We turn. Big turn. Powerful turn. Remember when we learned this, we went like this. We did this, we swam, you know, remember that? We swam, and then we did this. And one of our arms and our right arm flew out, right? From the side. We swam, and then we turned and let that right arm fly out. That's part of this move, because this move is you know, you've got somebody's arm and you're gonna hit, you know, you're gonna control or break or whatever their elbow or something, you know, by the fact that you're hitting. It's a sideways energy. It's a split energy. You're coming from two two places, right? So if you were really doing it, you would need to have that turn. Okay, so so that's a real easy fix. You are all doing it before. Some folks in this class have been inconsistent doing it, and I've noticed it, and I was inconsistent doing it. So I just wanted to tell everybody that that's what we want to do. So you want to have this sense that that right arm is flying out because you turned. Increasingly, as we get through the form, this is your agenda. Your arms move, your upper body moves because your lower body did something and you're transmitting that energy. Okay, so we'll talk about that some today. So when your torso turns, that's how we've called it before, when your upper body turns, the other thing we talk about is when the Tai Chi version of waist, which is the part of your spine right back here, it's like the fourth vertebrae up or something. Turns your waist, turns your torso, turns that upper body. That is, you want to let your arms go out, that arm go out. That's part of what you're learning in Tai Chi, is to coordinate those things. So let's actually just practice that for a minute. So from here, okay, if you just line up with me, and we're gonna go to the right, release our hook, arms fly up and circle in, and we turn to the left. Even though you're looking straight, right? That's what's kind of hard about it, right? You have to turn one direction with force. Nice turns, nice turns. And again, and back, turn, move that body, let the movement of going to the left, let this hand come out and fly up and come back. Let your movement to the left help with this. You're at the center, your body goes to the left, and out throws your arm. And from the way you would normally do it, shifting back, turning to the right, shifting left, arms fly back, and turn as those arms fly forward. Okay, tip, I think you've all got this. Tip the palm of the left hand is towards, it's not like the fingers or anything, it's the palm, which is toward, and you think about it. Did I do that right? Wait a minute. Here we go. I got this right. Yes. Yes. Okay, it's the left hand. I'm ambidextrous, so sometimes, things just, I'm never quite sure what part of the body I'm using, because it's all the same to me. B's and D's, and P's and Q's, and the left side of my body and the right side of it. It's all the same. It's all the same. All right. So the easy fix, right? It just needs to be a habit, and some of you had it down already, and some of you didn't, right? And there's some folks who let me know they couldn't be here today, and they too will probably benefit from this as well. So so we should do one more thing there. We should do it this way, right? Because when we're in second section, we're in a bow step to the corner, and let's see, we're like this, right? Right after diagonal flying, right? We've thrown our frisbee to the corner, right? Nice, nice. I can see you reflected. And here we move forward and step back. Now it's the same thing. Just remember when you're practicing, you want to do it here. Your weight comes back. Now you can really feel your arms fly back, right? Because your weight really comes back. That's the easier one to do. Put that heel down and turn to the left. Nice. And one more time. Here we go. And forward, step in. Arms fly back. When you go back, and then turn. And that right arm can fly forward. Nice. This looks better. All right, good. Wonderful. Terrific. You want another one? Okay, here's another one. Hand strums the lute. So we don't get to do this any other time, but in first section. So why don't you, let's see. Guess we should do it this way. So if we all line up together, right? So we're out of right brush knee, right? I mean left brush knee. We finished left brush knee. We come forward and we shake hands. It's a little bit down. We bring our back foot in. Now, the mistake I made on the video just a little while ago was I came back on my heel. No, 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 here. You're going to push with the ball of your foot, right? And so push with the ball of our foot. And we're gonna, as we come back, we're gonna let this right arm, it's gonna fly back. Nice. So it's not gonna be out here, it's gonna be here, right? It's gonna be nice, nice, see? And we've turned too, right? So we're here, and then we keep that turn. Now there's one other thing that happens. So it's not way, it's sort of right here, okay? So one other thing that happens, I want you to notice my left hand. So I was like this. I shake hands, right foot comes through. Left hand is gonna rotate and sit, palm towards my center. So as I come back, my right arm flies in, and I'm on my heel. We all know, make sure I'm doing this right. We're on my toe, sorry, on my toe. Gosh, this is my day for that. But notice my left hand. My left hand is not like this as it's come back. It's like this, and it's not, before it was like this. So it is rotated. It's not only, it's also, it's not like this, it's like this. So make sure that happens. So let's try that. We're coming forward, shaking hands, pushing with the ball of the foot. Hand flies back, still on the ball. Then my weight's fully back. Heel pad touch. And one up, one down. Now notice this. Look at my right wrist. As I put that 30% on that front foot, and my arms moved, you notice this. This. Nice. This. Okay, so let's practice that for a minute. Coming forward, shaking hands, push with the ball of your foot, rotate that left hand. I'm sorry. Hang on. I seem to be, yeah, ball of my foot, right. Then change to the heel and one up, one down. So you want to get this sense that you see how I go from here to here. From here to here. Nice. Yeah, from here to here. I want you to get the sense that this is where you're doing it. Okay, let's try one more time. Coming forward, stepping back, ball, pushing back. This hand's now turned, the left hand, change to the heel. One up, one down, 30% forward. You guys, folks are doing a very good job of keeping most of your weight to the back, but having that 30%. So let's just practice it a couple more times. And from brush knee, hand strums the lute. And again, from brush knee, hand strums. Whoop, I did it wrong again. Wow, today is my day, right? Okay. And hand strums the lute.
Could you possibly just face us for a minute and let me see your right arm through that?
Sure. Sure, absolutely. Here, 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 here. Got it? All right, good question. Yeah, helps a lot. All right, so that's two. Want another one? This is one I just want you to go for and eventually feel. That doesn't mean you'll have it right now. So in what I saw, I'm gonna go towards you. When we're doing parry, block, and punch, and you've noticed, you know, it's like single whip. Parry, block, and punch is everywhere in this form. It's in the first section, it's in the second section, it's in the third section. I think it occurs twice in the second section. So you know, you get to do it once in each part of the second section, and then it occurs in the third section. You know, it's just like all over the place. All right. So here we are so we're out of a brush knee. So we're doing parry, block, and punch. You folks are doing this turn, looks good. You're stepping across in the right way. Now I want you to get the feeling of the meaning of this. So when you're coming up, you're thinking about now this side, this point right here on your right arm. So as you move your weight forward, that point is coming to connect with a punch that's coming right towards you. So when you get to this point where you can stand and with your Tai Chi pole turn, I want this big turn, the turning of your whole body to do that parry. Do you see? Somebody's arms coming here and you are getting that, you're getting your body out of the way and you're getting nice. You're getting their parry out of their arm out of the way. So this turn to the right, what I'm seeing is many of you shortcutting. This is Feng Laosher. Feng Laosher used to say, Laosher means teacher. Feng Laosher used to say, and she's just a really fabulous, she's Master Yang's wife, and she's a brilliant Tai Chi teacher and practitioner. And she used to say, don't take shortcut, you know? This is like it just has a whole wonderful meaning in you know, and so let's it was just wonderful. It was just wonderful. So we're here, and I know it's my right hand is forward. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just showing you what it looks like. And then we're going to do it in the other direction. We're coming down, and you've got this nice turn, nice, powerful first parry, right? Then you're coming back up. I want you to think of this part of your arm now. This part of your arm. It's going to connect. And once you get balanced, you're going to turn and it's going to come down and parry it out of the way. Nice, nice. And then you're all ready to turn back. Yes, yes, to turn back and punch. So see, there's this, you're all the way here and you're able to turn back. So you're able to power this arm. So you folks are halfway through the form. It's time to just open yourself up to the possibility that it isn't just an arm movement and a foot movement, but the body movements and the turns are what are really powering those arms. It will take another year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years before that really sinks into your body, but I want to expose it to you. So let's just do that. Let's do parry, block, and punch, because again, it occurs a lot of times in the form. We're going to come up and out. And here we go with that left turn, stepping forward, balanced, this big right turn. We keep our eyes and head forward, but our body goes right. Now, here's what can go wrong. Don't let this come like this. You've still got to have good body shape, right? You've got to keep open, be able to put like a very small lemon under your armpit and through as you move forward. Got a lot of power there with your body movement. So just feel that. Here we go again. Parry, block, and punch. Left turn, left parry. And here you come. Parry, turn, and turn back, punch. And we'll do it in this direction because of that last turn. And coming up and in. And that first turn. Here comes that big turn. And punch as you turn back. Now, you're not always going to show the punch, but every once, I mean, you're not going to show all that power necessarily, but feel it once in a while. Know what you're doing. So in that. So how's that? That's my list. That's my list. I watched. I was so impressed. I was so impressed with what folks were doing, and what you know and what you can do. So and don't ever feel. Yes, Michael.
You're still leaning forward through most of these movements, right? Even when you're stepping back, you're actually still leaning forward. Is that correct?
Well, it depends on what you mean. But if you mean this, let's see if I can get here. So you mean this kind of tip?
Yes.
Aha, okay, that it's called a setting. That's what it's called. So here, yes, you see it, right? And then here, do you see? It's probably still there, right?
Yes.
Right? I have to look over my shoulder. Here, it's still there, right? That nice line. And here, right? I mean, you can't quite see, but it's still there. It's just that I'm turned. And then here. Now, why? Why? Because you can transmit the energy better that way. Imagine when I do this, and I push with my back foot, a little bit of that push, right, can come right up through my body and fly out through my arm. It can come right up. So if I do this instead, I don't have that same advantage. I'm holding myself back. right? But what I do have to do is I have to push back with my front foot if I really throw the punch. It's kind of like what you do when you shovel snow. I don't know if you've ever shoveled snow in Seattle area, you might not have, but you might have lived somewhere where you did, or dirt. You want it to fly off when you're done. You have to put the brake on in the front. So that's the other thing, that when you watch people, when we do the form, we don't necessarily show the braking very much, but if you look carefully, that's part of why we have a little tiny pause between every part of the form. All right, so that's a lot, but now when you're practicing first section, you have something to practice. So there you go. All right. Good. All right. Good stuff. So what we're going to do is go back to cloud hands. So Dorothy, I know you've been gone. So, but you've been exposed to cloud hands before, I think, in an earlier class. So it may not be quite such an issue. So you've tried the transition a couple of times. I'm going to show it to you so you kind of have a record of where I'm really calling out exactly what the coordinations are, and then we'll practice it. So so I'm going to show it sort of facing you. So here we are in single whip, and so you can just watch for the second. I'm shifting my weight back, and then I'm turning once I get to the center. And do you notice my left foot has pivoted all the way to the front? And my right hand's pretty much stayed where it is. So eventually both hands are over to the side. And if I did it fast, notice that I'm just letting my arm fly, right? So it's always nice once in a while, like, where can I get my body movement to help me get that arm over there? Now we're going to do it in slow motion. So you're actually going to have to let it travel with you, but you're going to have to give it a little energy, let it fly a little bit. It comes over here. Now this is a pretty awkward position, but you're grabbing here. You're grabbing. So you're just going to grab, pull across as you notice my right hand. As you let go, make your hand and come across. And just like in cloud hands, as your arms get to the side, your foot is touching down. Now it's touching down in that footwork of sideways footwork. This is a horse stance. This is horse stance when you are in parallel position to each other, okay? Then we're gonna go into our cloud hands, which we discussed in detail last week. Arms traveling to the left, turning left. Step when your arms are at the side. Arms traveling to the right, turning right. Step at the side, arms, and you wait until you have done 3. I'm going to just do what we're doing right here for now. Then when you get to this point, again, using your body momentum, because you've been turning to the left, let your hips come. So you're going to have the sense that, boom, you're just going to let your hips come. And keep doing cloud hands as if you're facing the corner. So you shift your weight to the right. Your right arm comes up, your left arm comes over. But as you get to the point where you'd make the hook, you make a hook. It's made a little differently. It just sort of comes down like this. Nice. Make that hook. And then it's the same. Windshield wiper step. Deflect and strike. So not so hard. So let's go through the whole, just an example of the footwork. So we're just going to do the footwork. Shifting to the right, turning to the right, left foot to 12 o'clock. Shift to the left and step in. Shift to the right. Here's our first one. I'm sorry, this is 2, I think. And I'll tell you whether it's 2 or 3 later. We'll just do this far so I don't get too far over. And then if you want to let this come in here, that's fine. But don't let it come all the way here. Let it come here. You're going to turn. Right? And remember, your upper body was turning, so it's really easy to make that turn if you don't stop. All of your weight on the right. Step out for a bow stance. And then remember, this is one of those bow stances. So you want shoulder width apart in this direction. And this is one of those bow stances where you turn your upper body a little more than just to corner. You really open up your quad, your crotch area, you really open it up. And so the center of your body is not really towards whatever your corner is. It's a little further that way, because remember we were turning this hip a little bit. So we're up like this instead of like this, right? So we're up like this. So, and of course, looking this direction. So let's just do that footwork one more time. Oh, let's actually try the whole thing. From here, we're gonna shift, turn, let our hand come over. There you go. Now, number 1, this counts as number 1. Drop the hook, pull, 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 step in, and finish. Inside arm came up, we came across, we pull down with that right arm, we step out. That's the end of number 1. Here comes number 2. Step in, arms traveling to the right, turning to the right. Arms traveling to the left. This is number 3. Turning to the left, and we're going to make that turn. Arms at the side, step, right? Make that turn. And shifting our weight, arms come up, other arm goes down, arms traveling to the right. And as we make a hook now and step, and immediately as we step, standing ward off, this windshield wiper. As we move our weight forward, we're deflecting and then striking. Oh, you look so great. Nice job. Nice job. Let's try that again. From here. And shift to the right, turn to the right, let that left arm fly over and grab. Going to the left, here comes your first. Step in at the side, turning to the right. Step, turning to the left. This is number 2. Step, turning to the right. This is going to be number 3, starting now. And turn, come to the corner. And the right arm's up, and then it makes a hook. Step when your hands are at the side, windshield wiper, and strike. How's it feeling? Okay. All right. All right. Let's do it One more time. Let's see, which way do I want to go? I think I want to go this way. This way. Yeah, this way. All right. So if you want, you can line yourself up behind me just in the same position that I am. And we're going to do it. So here we go with our number 1. And number 2. Number 3, this is the one we turn in, turn. Make your hook, step out, and strike. It takes a while to get that final coordination of how you possibly do cloud hands and single whip together. Anybody feeling like that? It's like, it's just a little hard to get the two together. And then one day, both of them are comfortable enough that they come together. So it really is just a practice thing. We are going to be practicing that again next week. And for quite a while, we're going to be starting with cloud hands into the next section. So we're going to be, doing some of this first part of second section for a while and then going in. So you're going to get lots of practice with that. Are we game to do everything we know? Any more questions about cloud hands? Yeah, Berlin.
Yeah, can you just do it for the tape once? Just do it from the single whip position through the transition to the final single whip, just so we can watch it over and over.
And which direction would you like us to do it, from here or towards you, or
whatever you think is the best view of that final, like going from cloud hands to single whip, whatever, just so that we can see that.
I'll do it twice for you then. I'm going to do it where you can see it from the front, but it would be hard to practice it with me, right? Yeah, here. I think it's from here. Okay, from here. Now you have that slower earlier on, but I thought I would sort of show it to you at speed.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was perfect. It was really good to see. It was all flowed together. It was really great to see the.
Right. And then let me do it. I'll just do it in this direction and then maybe from the other one. I'm not sure if I've lost count. Sorry. And from here. Why not? You'll see it, you'll have it. Oops, I'm running out of room. Poor planning on my part. So if you don't know this trick yet, good, okay. If you don't know this trick yet, there's a little gear on YouTube. And if you take that gear and you hit that gear, it'll allow you to look at anything you're doing at 3/4 speed or half speed or quarter speed or whatever. So if you haven't figured that trick out yet, it's time. It's time, because you can, and it makes people like me skittish because we don't do it perfectly every time, for sure. So just to understand that it's not always perfect, but it is kind of nice for you. There's always something right about what's being done. So you can give that a try if you want.
Could you repeat that just for a second about slowing?
Oh, sure, absolutely. At the bottom of your YouTube screen, like in your window,
Right.
somewhere, at least on my computer, there will be a gear, like a settings gear.
Right.
You click on that gear and one of the options will be speed.
Okay.
And you can slow it down, and they've gotten very good at that. You can even, I mean, it's gonna sound like I'm a little drunk here, but you can turn the volume off if you want, or you could just laugh at me, right? Because if, to the extent that you have, you have a voice that goes up and down, it's going to sound weird. But you can do that. And then you can do it at the speed that works for you. And I have sometimes slowed stuff down to 1/4 speed because I wanted to really see what was going on. So feel free to do that when you do it. All right, let's start at the second section. Second section. And I'm gonna start here, I guess. All right, let's do it. Embrace tiger. Return to mountain. I'm gonna do it a little faster. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist. Under elbow. Repulse monkey. 1, 2, 3. Diagonal flying. Raise hands and step forward. Remember that turn. White crane. Spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Needle to sea bottom. Fan through back.
Yes.
Let's adjust.
Yes.
Turn body. Chop with fist. Step up. Parry, block, and punch. Remember, big turn here. Step up and grasp the bird's tail. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Cloud hands. 1. 2. 3. This is the one where you step to the corner and make a hook, step out, and single width. So that may have been a little too fast, but I had to finish by the end of class. Any final comments or questions? All right. Well, you have a pick one thing. Pick one thing for this week. Do what that one thing is. If that one thing is easy for you, then you can go pick another thing. But enjoy what it is. We are all works in progress, and I have demonstrated today I am one too. So let's close class.